Welcome to the Parent in the Know video blog, The Stages of Parenting for July 2015. Hello, I'm Lila Dale McManus, President and CEO of Parent in the Know. We do parenting and child social emotional assessment and reporting, and our mission is for parents to have an effective and enjoyable experience to support those ever-important positive child outcomes. There is a wealth of valuable parenting research available, and through this venue, I share this with parents and practitioners. As children change and develop, so does parenting. This month's blog explores the stages of parenting. The role of being a parent begins in contemplation of having a child, marked by how one imagines parenthood and the kind of parent one will be. Once parenthood is a reality, parents may change their image of their role to align more with day-to-day experiences, or they change their feelings, attitudes, and behaviors to align more with their preconceived image. This process is one that lasts through the whole of parenthood, and this stage is referred to as image making. This begins the stages of parenting. Parents themselves bring their basic personality into parenting, particularly with how adaptable they themselves are, how one was parented as a child, by influences such as life experiences and education, and by within-family circumstances, all exert a strong influence on parenting one's own children. Together, these can impact how responsive and involved parents are with their infant. Parenting feelings, attitudes, and behaviors influence how adults interact with their infants, with parents who feel competent being more responsive and less punitive even this early in a child's life. These first 2 years of parenting represent a major period of adjustment and transformation for adults. In the stages of parenting, this time is often referred to as the nurturing stage, a time of both attachment and parents questioning their priorities and how they spend their time. For parents, much of the relationship with their toddler revolves around compliance and cooperation, and whether parents use guidance and non-assertive methods, which are associated with better compliance, or high negative control, which is associated with more defiance when the child is exerting autonomy. Children's cognitive growth during toddlerhood is very connected to parents engaging in interactive play and conversation. At this time, parents also serve as guides and a secure base for their children as they begin to engage in more experiences in the community and with other children. In the stages of parenting, this time is the beginning of the frequently labeled authority stage, where parents are constructing rules and deciding the type of authority figure they will be. Socialization begins by most parents in earnest in early childhood, when children are between 3 and 5, which is the process of acquiring rules, values, and knowledge about how one's community and society work. In order to function well, children need certain skills and abilities, and parents serve as the main agents to structure the environment to allow opportunities for children to gain these. One of the primary tasks of early childhood is self-regulation, where children must learn to control their behavior. However, this takes quite a long time and involves parents helping children move from being controlled from the outside by their parents to more control from the inside by the child, him or herself. Modeling by parents and giving children clear, concrete directions are two of the most effective strategies. This is a balancing act on the part of the parent, as the child has a strong need to take initiative and have success in order to have positive feelings of self-esteem, while not always having the skills to successfully master all tasks. In the stages of parenting, this time continues the authority stage, where parents are still constructing rules, but are settling more into the type of authority they will represent for the child. Due to the growth in children's reasoning in middle to late childhood, effective parenting from ages 6 to 11 now necessitates explanations and justifications which are more in-depth and persuasive to have the desired outcome. While the family still makes up and exerts the strongest influence, the child's social network expands substantially, much through school. This is a very important time for children as they gain the skills needed to initiate, maintain, and cooperate with others. Children who do not do so are at risk for less optimal social development, which research finds is connected to a variety of problems in adolescence and adulthood. Motivation for increased self-regulation and making appropriate choices is fostered by an emphasis by parents on learning and mastering through discussion and reasoning, and for providing an environment that supports appropriate experiences for autonomy and independence at home and school. In the stages of parenting, this is the interpretive stage. The major task for parents is to guide and interpret the world for the child, which includes the parent's knowledge, perspective, and values, and helping children understand at a deeper level new situations, people, and experiences. Effective parenting during adolescence means acknowledging increased cognitive capabilities while still recognizing there are remaining intellectual limitations, and to appropriately increase the child's opportunities for making decisions. The ability to see social conventions and moral standards as relative means that absolutes and rigid rules come to be questioned, which can lead to conflict over mundane issues such as clothing, hair, curfews, etc., as parents may see these as right or wrong, and adolescents often as matters of personal choice. Adolescents establishing themselves as separate individuals who have a unique identity is a normal and important drive. If a parent wishes to maintain their child's dependence and is not willing to grant the autonomy and independence the teen is seeking, then substantial and potentially damaging conflict can occur. Socially, as children enter the adolescent years, they spend less time with their families and more with their peers. Relationships with friends become important as emotional confidants, models of attitudes and behaviors, and sources of guidance and advice. However, parents remain very important in the teen's life, but to maintain a positive parent-child relationship does mean sharing these important roles with the child's peer group. The best outcomes for children are seen when an adolescent is able to establish him or herself as an individual who is responsible, independent, and competent, while having a warm and close relationship with parents who are able to gradually allow these increases in autonomy. In the stages of parenting, this is referred to as the interdependent stage. As the child becomes a young adult and leaves home, parents have the task of helping them launch successfully, with many individual differences in how long this process takes for different families. Commonly, parents reflect on the successes and potential issues with how they have parented to date. A major task is to relax control and become comfortable with the identity of one's child as a young adult. Establishing new behaviors, expectations, traditions, and habits are needed so that the family can maintain positive and healthy relationships. In the stages of parenting, this last stage is referred to as the departure stage. I'd like to share the references used in this piece. Galinsky, 1987, The 6 Stages of Parenthood, and Dimick, 2002, Stages of Parental Development, found in the Handbook of Parenting, the 2nd edition. And you can find the text version of this blog post on our website at parentintheknow.com/parenting-stages. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this video blog. I hope you found it useful and that you will share it with others. I'd like to let you know that Parent in the Know provides mail-in research-based parenting role and child social emotional assessment completed at home by parents who self-report for children ages 3 through mid-teens. If you are interested in knowing where you fall on the continuum of parenting wellness, and or if you'd like to know how your child is doing with regard to social emotional wellness, I invite you to learn more and get started at parentintheknow.com. If you are a counselor or parent educator who would like to include assessment in your practice through us, please visit the partner program on our website. And we also invite you to follow us on social media.